So last month we finished off with $20,195 in revenue. It's the most we've ever made in a single month. So in this video, I'm gonna give you my general thoughts and give you like a high-level overview of, you know, the services, the kind of the takeaways, the biggest lessons, and just my general thoughts on what helped us to achieve hitting $20,000 in revenue. And by the way, September 14th here in Houston, Texas, I'll be the guest speaker to the one-day business class training that's being put on by Jason and Greg from Chicago Auto Pros. So if you want to start or need help with your detailing business and you want in-person training where we talk about sales, marketing, business, hiring, operations, whatever, then it'll be September 14th here in Houston, Texas. I'm the guest speaker. So check down below if you want to sign up, but it'll be a fun time, bunch of good information, and just we get to hang out afterwards. So just check down below in the description box if you're interested in coming to Houston. Please excuse all the noise going around. There's training in the back. There's cars passing by. There's some wind blowing. I'm doing my best here. So these are in no in particular order, but just some general thoughts that I kind of listed down for this video. So number one is you got to get the schedule booked out. And I know it sounds very obvious, very rudimentary, but you have to be producing the amount of leads and customers in order to reach that number. No matter what products, what training, what shop, what van, your branding, your logo, your hats, how good you are, none of that matters if you don't have leads coming into your business, getting information and booking them into the calendar. So you need to book out the calendar. You need a consistent flow of leads coming in on a daily basis in order to have your schedule booked out. Now, depending on the type of services that you offer, the business model that you're running, you might only need 1 or 2 customers a day. You might need, I don't know, 1 or 2 every other day, depending if it's like a high ticket PPF, tint, correction and coding. Depending on the type of services that you offer will dictate the amount of customers that you need. If you're doing more volume car wash and your highest price is $100, well, then you need a lot more versus if you're selling an average ticket price of $450. So the type of business that you're running, the services, the cost will dictate how many customers you need. But you need to understand that you're gonna need a higher volume of customers in order to hit a higher targeted revenue number. Number 2 is you're not gonna have all the manpower. Meaning, like, of course, it would be nice to always have the right amount of help when you need it, right? If you book out, you know, double of what you usually do on a Tuesday, but you don't have the manpower to help you knock out double the work on a Tuesday, well, then you're gonna be working long hours, you're gonna work overnights, you're gonna miss deadlines. Sorry for the noise, airplane running, fans running. It's hopefully you can hear me well. But you're gonna be understaffed, right? Because you don't have the luxury of saying, hey, we have enough revenue, we know how many people are coming in for walk-ins, for whatever, like, so it's not like you're gonna have enough staff on hand to just say, hey, we can now hit, you know, 15,000, we can now hit 10,000, we can now hit 17,000, because you either haven't hired anyone or you've been neglecting hiring. So if you want to get to the higher number, you have to have help. Now, you might not have all the help, right? So like for last month, there were plenty days, and the last week especially, where we were always understaffed, meaning everyone was working like 10 to 12 hours. So everyone was clocking in overtime. And it's just like, to hit that higher number, everyone on board has to work more, right? So before the month, or that's why it's important to let everyone know like what the goals are. Let them know that, hey, there might be some overtime this week. Like everyone, you know, if you're down to work, if you can't work, it'll help out because we can hit this revenue goal. So you're not gonna have the luxury or the resources to say, hey, we're able to book in, you know, a triple of what we normally do because we have the manpower. It's like you're gonna be capped off on just how many hands you have on a car. Meaning, if it's just you can only work so many hours. If it's 2 of you, you can kind of double that. If it's 3 of you, you can triple that. If it's 4 of you, you can quadruple that. So you're gonna need help depending on your goal, right? If it's 7,000, you can do that. If it's 15, probably not. If it's 20, okay, 25, definitely not. But you're gonna need more help as you scale, but you're not always gonna have the help available because you just haven't hired anyone, and that in itself will definitely be a big area that will slow you down because you just don't have the help. Number 3 is, I know it's a common theme to think about high ticket items like PPF, tint, correction, and coatings, and making a lot of money. That's literally what you see online everywhere is coatings, corrections, PPF, tint, high ticket items, you make more money. Now, I guess there is just a little bit of truth to that, but as a whole, a black and white statement, just because you offer a high ticket item does not mean, not much actually, that you're gonna make more money than someone else that doesn't do that, right? So if you're playing the volume game and you have a lot of cars at high ticket items, then yes, you will make more money than someone that has higher volume at a lower price. But even then, that's not entirely true, right? So with us, we only had one correction, which was a two-step correction, and it was $1,450, and then we had another correction that was $1,200. So all in all, for the month of August, we made $2,650. That was on correction. So those are our two high-ticket items. We don't have tint yet, we don't have PPF yet, so only $2,650 of the $20,000 came from correction and coatings. The rest of our revenue came from literally interior cleanings and a wash and wax. That's the main bread and butter of our business, an interior cleaning and a wash and wax. So for us, we have two big interior cleaning services. We have our full interior cleaning, which is just what 90% of everyone gets. It's just your car hasn't been cleaned in a while, you want to get it to a good, like new condition. That's what we do. That can range between $200 to $300 ish, $400, $500, depending on the make, model, size, condition. Let's say $200 to $400. Then it's our wash and wax, which let's say for a Honda Accord, it might be $185. For a Dodge Ram 1500, it might be $280. So again, there's gonna be that price difference. But when we put a full interior cleaning and a wash and wax on almost any vehicle, it's gonna come out to be between $380 to $650. So on two almost very basic services, as far as like it doesn't need a high level of skill to complete, we're hitting a $400 to $600 price tag. And because we have a team, because we have a shop and a van, we can have two of those at each location. So it's not like you need super high ticket, like, oh, I have to charge $1,800 every single service. We don't. Most of our services is just an interior cleaning and a wash and wax, and we're still able to hit high revenue days because we have the volume with like a higher than average ticket price, but it's not like a high-end ticket price. And for the interior, as I said, we have our full interior cleaning, and then we have our odor removal service. So whether it's smoke or some other type of odor removal, those can run between $400, $600, $700, $800 for odor removal. So between odor removal, full interior cleaning, and a wash and wax, that's like the main, like, I don't know, I should have checked, but maybe like 70% of our revenue comes from there. The other things are gonna come from just your premium wash, engine cleaning, mini interior detail, headlight restoration, like very smaller services that are definitely just kind of added on to one of the three big services, right? It's either like a full interior cleaning and a premium wash, or a wash and wax and a full interior, or a wash and wax and a mini, or a headlight restoration and a wash and wax. So it's kind of a combination of the main ones, and then they tack on a smaller service. But by no means are we offering high ticket items yet. Like 20,000, there's only two services, two customers that we did correction on. The rest was basic interior cleaning services and a wash and wax. Number 4 is you need a team. You need a small team, even if it's just one other person. If you want to hit a higher revenue number, there's only you can do so much on your own, right? And if you have the mentality of like, well, if I work a little harder, if I work a little longer, I can hit that goal. And it's like, yes, of course you can, definitely. But even with that mindset, you're still going to cap yourself off as far as how much you can earn. And it's not only how much you can earn, but then it's like, how much free time do you have? If you yourself can comfortably hit 9,000, right? Then what would it take you to get to 15,000? You might be saying, well, I can work an extra day and just have one day off. Well, I can start my day a little earlier. Well, I can finish off the day a little later. It's like, yeah, sure, of course you can. Now tell me, how do you get to 20,000 then? Well, I mean, I can raise my prices. Okay, well then how do you get to 25,000? Well, I can raise my prices again. Okay, now get to 35,000. Oh, well, it's like, you will always have a big obstacle to hit those higher numbers if you're trying to stay on your own. And not only that though, it's like, how much more stress do you have on your own? How much more time do you just have working on the car versus like just being with your friends and family or just doing whatever you want? It's like, do you want to spend the next 25 years of your life in the field, on your knees, cleaning tires, washing a car, prepping a paint, installing tents, installing PPF, polishing, installing a coating? You want to do that for the next 25 years all by yourself? Because you're gonna hit a limit to how much you can make in a month. Like, you're gonna hit that wall, and you're gonna hit it much sooner than later. So even having a small team of just 1, 2 people, you're able to greatly expand how much you can do, how many cars you can service, how much money you can make in a single day. So right now we have 3 people, three team members, and even with that, it's like the possibilities open up so much more in terms of what we can do. So yes, having a small team helps out tremendously. They don't have to be experts. They don't have to be master technicians. You just need to know what they need to do in order to help you produce more. Now this one kind of doesn't make sense, but if all you're doing is detailing, your business is not growing, right? If you're spending time detailing, like 80% of your time is detailing, working on cars, installing PPF, installing tint, installing a coating, doing the correction and polishing, your business does not grow. When you make money, if you're out there doing the work, you're making money, but your business isn't growing. So what I would say to you, depending on your goals, because all of this ties back to like, what do you want to achieve in life, right? How much do you actually want to make? If you're just trying to make $9,000 a month, you can disregard this entire video. If you want to get to $20,000 a month, it's going to change a lot of things to what you're currently doing. But if you're just like, if there's 4 cars on the schedule, Monday through Friday, and you're there in the field, sweating, working, getting the polisher, cleaning up the pads, your business will not grow, because that doesn't move the needle forward. What moves the needle forward is, as you have everyone working, you're what? Trying to get more clients, get more traffic to your website. You're hiring more people to bring on board so you can take on more services. It's adding a new service to the business. That's what makes you money. It's not saying, that's what grows your business. It's not saying, hey, okay, we have 2 correction and coatings today. Okay, I'm gonna go do it all day. I'll be back. No, once your business starts to grow, you have to start to delegate the tasks. You have to train people, hire people, train people to be able to perform the task to your standard. And then that allows you to go and focus on other tasks like marketing, like sales, like creating a new offer, like creating a new service, like doing something else on the business. But if you're just actually doing the work yourself, your business does not grow. For instance, the last week of the month, I was literally here in the shop, just the entire, like, I did not spend time in the office. I didn't work on the websites. I didn't work on anything other than to respond to customers, to book them in, and I was out here in the shop. That means that for one whole week, I did nothing to move the business forward. I did nothing to make sure that we're booked out even more next week, because all I did was work on the cars in the shop. That's not gonna grow your business. I know it's like, well, but I'm supposed to like go service. Like, yes, you're supposed to service them, but that doesn't mean it has to be you. If your goals are to reach those higher revenue numbers, if you eventually want to get to 5,000 and 10,000 and 15 and 20 and 25 and 40, your primary task, one of your primary tasks, should be to hire superstars. That's what your role will turn into. How do you go and find and hire and cultivate A players? How do you take someone that doesn't know detailing at all, you put them through your training process, and in 3 months they're like, wow, this guy is a superstar. You have to replicate that over and over. You're not gonna find anyone like you. You're not gonna find anyone that's as passionate as you. Why? Because this is your business. This is your livelihood. Everyone else only cares about the job when they're clocked in. That is the absolute truth with any field. They only care as much as they're clocked in. So that means when they're clocked in, you have to provide all the training, all the resources, all the whatever, in order to get them up to par to your standard. So when you continue to grow, you can't be like, okay, well, we're super booked out. Let me go and I'm gonna spend 40 hours. I don't know why I just did that. I'm gonna spend 40 hours working on the cars. It's like, no, you have to step away. You have to take a step back, look at it big picture, and say, okay, what's going on here? All right, we're completely booked out over here. There's a bottleneck over here. They're working too many hours. Okay, we need to hire at least 2 more people, or 1 full-time, 1 part-time. And what they're gonna focus on is that. So we have to train them in this manner, and it's gonna take this long. And actually, this person has to be promoted by this time. That way, you have to not be a strategist on how you're moving your business. Because if you just stay down and you're just working and you're not thinking about hiring or training or promoting people to different roles, your business is not gonna grow. Not in the way that you want to, or if you're trying to be like, have some lofty goals and you're saying, hey, I wanna, hit X amount of revenue by this time, you're not gonna get there if you're just saying, okay, well I just want a detail. No, you have to be hiring. You have to be finding for those next superstars, for those next leaders, for those next techs that would just help push your business forward. Hiring is gonna be a big part of it, depending on how big you wanna grow your business. And I think this video is getting kind of long, so I have like 3 more, but this will be the last one, is you set the standard in your operation. I hear it sometimes like, well, my guys aren't motivated to work. Well, I wish I could find good help. It's like, dude, do you have the business that will cultivate someone wanting to work hard for you? Do you motivate them? Do you care about them? Do you tell them about your goals? Do you tell them what they're doing? Do you tell them the plans for your business of a year out, 3 years out, 5 years? Like, do you give them a reason why they should work hard for you, right? Like, is there an incentive for them to work? Like, not only a base pay of their hourly rate, but can they get commission, tips, bonus? Like, is there something else other than like, well, I'm paying them 15 bucks an hour. They're not, they're not working hard. Like, are you being the leader that's gonna make them be like, okay, you know what? I see his vision. I see his goals. I see the growth potential. I see the opportunity. I'm gonna work hard because I believe in what he's saying. I believe in his vision, and I want to help him grow. Are you making that happen? So you set the standard, right? If you want everyone to work hard, you being the leader, you being the boss, you should be the first one there. You should be the last one out. Not every time, of course, but when needed, when things are blowing up and things are going crazy, you got to be the one that says, hey, I'm the first one here. I've already been working. Hey, I'll be the last one. Go ahead out. I'm gonna hold and make sure that we're set for tomorrow. Not every time. Obviously, like, don't get too into the weeds. But it's like you set the standard of who you of like what the level of commitment and discipline is, right? Like, if you want, my workers aren't working hard, yet you have no processes in your business, you have no standards, no one really cares, you're very loose about what you're doing, you're not training any of them, you're not taking care of them. Why should they care? Why should they care about your business in any way if you're not in return taking care of them? So you set the standard. You tell them what's going on. You're supposed to let them know, hey, here's the goals, here's why that benefits you, this is why you should help. Like, you need to motivate and cultivate your people to say, hey, I got you, I'm on board, let's go get that goal. They're actually gonna start applying the wax to the paint, so I just come in here, there's a lot of echo, whatever. I'm gonna end the video right here. Let me know your comments, questions, concerns about us hitting the 20,000, what else you want me to expand on. I'll definitely go more into detail on this in my podcast, the Detailing Business Class podcast. So you can check the description box down below for my ultimate guide to start your detailing business, to find my podcast, the Detailing Business Class podcast, to request access to the Detail Groove Training Facebook group, or if you're in Houston and you want us to service your vehicle, you can also find a form down below to fill that out. So yeah, just let me know. Big month, but on to the next one. I will share my goals on the next video, on another video, on what we want to accomplish this month and what we want to accomplish by the end of the year, and then what we want to accomplish in 3 years. That'll be on another video, and definitely on a lot of other podcasts, because I can go way more in depth on the podcast as far as like business. Here I have to be a bit more entertaining. The other one, I just talk. So anyways, like the video, leave your comment down below, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one.